right, Nicole, I think the popcorn has stopped popping. I think it's time to get this party started.
All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. I mean, we already have 87 people. This is, I have to say that I think I'm more excited for Liz to experience this today because this has been on her bucket list forever for Ireland. So I am Nicole. I'm here with Liz, and we are with Haute Dokimazo, and this is a show. It's a Fams from Afar show called Unrestricted Hotness, where we go to fabulous places, bring you with us as we maybe scout a future location for a secret family reunion, or we just look for a vacation, or we just want to go places. And so this has turned into this amazing thing, and today is so special. We are going to Ireland, and we're going to do a world's first ever, as we always do. And I can't wait to get it going. So please use the chat, ask questions, feel free to unmute, take pictures. I love to see people's reactions as we do things. Post it on social, whatever you want. But I will kick it over to Liz, and we will get this started.
Well, I think Nicole did all the grand opening stuff, so all I have left is to tell you how super excited I am. Yesterday we did our run through, and Paul took us all around Blarney Castle, but today is the day we get to kiss the Blarney Stone, and we get to do all the things. Turns out there's so much more to Ireland than just that. And Siobhan has set up an incredible tour of the country for us. So why don't we kick it over to Siobhan and get this party started?
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right, Siobhan, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Wonderful Lismore Castle, which is in the beautiful sunny southeast coast of Ireland, bordering the county of Cork, which you all know as well. So I'm Siobhan Byrne. I'm the owner of Adams and Butler, and I'm really, really delighted to be working with you all and to welcome you all to my country. We're a ground handler based in Ireland. We do everything in Ireland, book all the hotels. We work with all the travel agents around the world. Everything we do is customized. So whether you want to book individuals or groups or anything like that, we can do it all for you. And we have a 1-800 number over in the US as well, and Canada, for clients to ring directly. So just to show you here, this is the outside of Lismore Castle, and it is the Irish home of the Duke of Devonshire. So we are very, very lucky that today they've allowed us come into this private home, and you can both see around the castle and meet the wonderful butler. And this is just one of the fantastic experiences we have lined up for you today, and which your clients can enjoy when they come to Ireland or to the UK with Adams and Butler. So I am going to take the screen over from my wonderful son, Sabaya.
Hi. Hi. Just hanging out at a castle, no big deal.
I'm going to go into the
so
castle
fancy.
And meet them. Yeah, so I'm worried now the sound will go if I step too back, but just to give you a wonderful panoramic view of what's on offer for clients when they visit here. Oh. And it's not a hotel. As I said, it's a private home, but you can rent it in its entirety. And the good news is, because of recent challenges, it's available for Thanksgiving and Christmases and everything. So just walking in the wonderful door now.
Can we just all go there? Let's just make that decision right now.
Yes. Oh, John, that looks just like your house.
So I'm going to show you.
Is that a tapestry? It's a castle with tapestries.
Yeah. And now you can see the fireplace. I'm showing you very quickly the art before we meet Dennis the butler.
Wow.
So if you can see all that.
Wow. What year was this built?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to get Dennis to give you all the history on that.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to introduce you to Dennis. So hi, Dennis. How are you?
Hello, and welcome to Lismore Castle. The first building of it took place in 1185. It was built by King Henry II, and it passed from King Henry to the church. And for the next 400 years almost, it was a bishop's palace. So the last bishop to reside here was Milo McGrath, and he sold the lease onto Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh, of course, had it for about 17 years. And then Sir Walter decided to sell in 1602, and a man called Richard Boyle bought it for the princely sum of £1,500, along with 42,000 acres. And it remained with the Boyle family for 4 generations. Richard Boyle's youngest son was the famous scientist Robert Boyle. And of course, he was born here at Lismore Castle in 1627. So it was the Boyle family home for those number of years. And in 1748, Charlotte Boyle, who was the last descendant of the Boyles, married the 4th Duke of Devonshire, and he passed to the Cavendish family through that marriage. It remains with the Cavendish family this very day. It's their family home, and they come here quite a lot to stay. The 6th Duke refurbished and restored Lismore Castle in the 1800s, and he finished his work around 1858. And the castle, of course, is full of furniture like this, Pugin furniture. It has the biggest private collection of Pugin furniture in the world. So the families who come and stay here today use this in a domestic fashion, as the family does also. Hanging around the castle, of course, there are paintings of members of the Boyle family. There are tapestries everywhere. This tapestry here, of course, dates back to 1733. It's by Tim, and Taylor depicted those peasant scenes there. So again, it's Robert Boyle, the signers. And this is the way into the sitting room. And as we pass, you may notice those garden implements that were used by King Edward VII and Queen Alexandria in 1904, when he came and planted some trees here in the lower garden. Direct descendant of his, of course, Prince Charles, came and stayed with us in 2004 for the present Duke's 60th birthday. Those are placed just underneath the drinks bar to get straight.
Siobhan, could you repeat that last part for us? We couldn't quite
Sure.
hear.
Whoops. So yes, can you just repeat the last sentence? Actually, I might do it this way, it might be better. Can you repeat the last sentence there?
About the drinks bar?
Yeah.
Yes, the drinks bar is set out here for our guests to use at their leisure. And underneath the drinks bar, of course, are those famous implements that were used by King Edward VII and Queen Alexandria in 1904.
Wow.
And they came and planted some trees here. And then I did say the direct descendant of his, of course, Prince Charles, came and stayed with us in 2004 for the present Duke's 60th birthday.
So just making sure that everyone got that, Prince Charles stayed here in 2004 for the present Duke's birthday.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
We go away into the sitting room here. The sitting room, of course, commands a wonderful view upriver. The River Blackwater flows along underneath us here. And the castle is perched about 80 feet above that river. And there's some wonderful views, of course, from the windows here.
More tapestries
Look at that.
as well, because I know we all tapestries.
So, of course, this is the smaller sitting room and a very homely little place here. And, of course, the castle today is used as a family home by the Cavendishes, but also many of our clients who come across from the United States. Some of our clients have been coming to us for almost 30 years now. Indeed, some of your clients have enjoyed some stays here. And of course, in its time, Lismore Castle was given away as a wedding present back in 1932. It was given by the 10th Duke to his younger brother. And of course, his younger brother, Charles, that year, married Adele Astaire.
Ah, live shows. Live shows in a castle surrounded by rock.
And it shows Lord Charles presenting Adele with the first salmon of the season from 1933. And of course, if you look closely enough, you might see Fred looking out one of the windows. So, because Fred Astaire loved to come here to Lismore. He came here many, many times. And of course, his name is entered in the visitors book many times. I think on a couple of occasions he outstayed his welcome.
Was that Fred Astaire? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Fred, I'd stay welcome a few times because a note was written. What did the note say, Dennis?
His sister added a little PS that I thought he'd never do. And of course, another connection with the United States would be to the Kennedy family, because Kathleen Kennedy, Kick Kennedy, of course, married Billy Cavendish in May of 1944. And that year, of course, he was called off to war. And sadly, he was killed in action in Belgium in September of that year. Of course, Kick used to come over from London every August and have house parties here. And in 1947, of course, her brother John F. Kennedy visited, and he stayed here for 3 weeks. He stayed in the Queen's Room, and he enjoyed his time here immensely, because we have some letters that were written by him about his stay. And one of the things that he did while he was based here in Lismore was that he drove from here down to Duncanstown in Wexford and found the ancestral home, of course. And, he came back there as president then in 1963, which was an incredible thing.
So I'm just going to walk over towards the window as well, because there's fantastic views. Like, people don't realize, but when you drive to this part of Ireland, it's absolutely gorgeous views. We came around corners and we had sheep in the road that we had to slow down for. Fantastic fishing as well, Dennis, isn't there?
Yes, there is indeed. Yes, that section here in front of the castle is available to our guests, when they stay here. And yes, the fishing this year is good. So there's quite a few salmon being caught. They mainly fish for salmon and trout in the river here. And you can see upriver, there's some fishermen there today.
So
Wow.
view from one of the windows. And I have to say, I had the pleasure one time of sleeping in the Duke's bedroom, obviously by myself.
Oh, I was going to say, girl, tell us a story.
Oh, look at that view.
So I asked Dennis, who are the people in the photos there?
Well, this is Lady Elizabeth Compton, and she married into the family over 150 years ago and brought with her Compton Place. But this is the present Duke's daughter. He has 2 daughters, Selina and Jasmine. This is Selina. Selina is married and has 4 children of her own. And she loves coming across here to Lismore, particularly at Christmas time. She's been here for a few Christmases. And Jasmine, her sister, loves Lismore so much that she decided to get married here. So she was married here back in 2003. That was a major occasion for us. And since then, we've had a number of smaller weddings on site here, where they have their reception in the gardens. There's about 7 acres of gardens, of course. And then we'll have their wedding meal in the banqueting hall above. All of the wall coverings here, of course, are Pugin design and original.
So Pugin design as well, the wall coverings. And just to confirm, because I see the questions coming in there, we're in Lismore Castle, which is in the beautiful village of Lismore, and it's stunningly beautiful. They have a travel writers festival on every year there, and it's a wonderful village to visit. A lot of sort of unusual, eccentric people live here as well, don't they? It's a lovely village for sort of being different.
It is a lovely place.
Yeah, and it's very pretty. And it's in Waterford. And the area we're in is sort of bordering the Cork area as well. So if people come to Ireland, they can use this, as a home away from home. But then they're also nearby to the wonderful things like Middleton Distilleries. And our next surprise, visit and experience that you'll have with me. So Dennis, can you tell us how many people can stay here? And it's a private use. You take the whole property.
Yes, yeah. Well, the castle lends itself quite easily to small groups of 3 and 4, but also to bigger groups of 27. So, we've had varying size groups, family groups staying here. But the beauty of it all, of course, is that it's exclusively theirs for the period of time that they're here.
Fantastic. So we're going to run in the car now. So you better give me my directions for my next visit. Thank you very much. Thanks a million, Dennis. And say goodbye, everyone, to the wonderful Lismore Castle.
Wow.
Bye, Castle. Oh, amazing. All right. So I think we're going to go to somewhere else that's pretty amazing to stay. Karen, hi.
Are we at Karen now? Or are we at Allison?
I think we're at the Marion. Oh. You jumped to the wrong one. Oops, can you hear us?
I think it should be Connemara. Do you have Connemara or Alison there?
There she is.
Alison.
All right. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Connemara. Falls to Connemara.
We see you, Allison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Alison. I'm speaking to you today from the Marion Hotel in Dublin City Centre. Really excited to be taking you on this virtual tour. So I'm going to start walking up. This is the Martin Mooney staircase. And I have Rebecca here on camera, who's doing a great job.
Okay.
Wow.
So just to give you a bit of background of the hotel. So we're an Irish independently owned hotel, and we're proud members of the leading hotels of the world. And we are located right in the city centre here in Dublin. And then one of our owners, he owns all the artwork here on property. So around this stairwell here is a collection of paintings, which we're going to show you around. And we have over 100 art pieces in the collection in the hotel.
Wait, those are paintings? They look like photographs.
So we are standing in a Georgian townhouse. So these Georgian townhouses date back to the 1760s, so really old historical buildings. And some more paintings there. So I mentioned Martin Mooney to you all. Martin Mooney, he's an Irish painter, and he was commissioned, specially commissioned by our owners to do these paintings, and he created these to fit in with the neoclassical stairwell of the Marion.
Wow. Just beautiful.
So just to give you some, I don't know what's going on down there, but just to give you some background on the location of the hotel. So we are on Marion Street, and we share the same street as our Prime Minister, or on Taoiseach, which is the Irish for Prime Minister, and his office is directly across the road from us here.
Wow.
So prime location. We also share the same street as the National Art Gallery, which ties in really well, obviously, with the Marion and the art collection. So we offer art tours at Marion, so we do a virtual art tour. And then we also offer a live art tour with the National Art Gallery. So the National Art Gallery and ourselves have a really good partnership. And then what ties in really well with the artwork here at the hotel is the art afternoon tea. So we have some art afternoon tea to show you now. So I'm going to bring you through to a lovely junior suite in the main house.
Irish tea. It's tea time.
Oh, how amazing.
Now, so we're in house number 22 on Marion Street, and Rebecca here will show you this is where Lord Stanley Monk used to live. And then we're going to move into house 23. And these are all signposted around the hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Liz, I bought you room 23, just so you know.
You bought me. Is this hotel haunted? It looks haunted.
Yeah. No, not at all. And then we have the girls now are going to greet us for some art afternoon tea.
Oh, hello, girls.
So this is Eileen and Rachel from Adams and Butler. And we have Rebecca, who's on camera there as well.
Hello.
Say hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
Now, so we're in a lovely junior suite. So again, all these rooms date back to the 1760s. It's a listed building as well. So I showed you a view of government buildings across the road. And this particular junior suite has a view of the garden. So we have beautiful gardens here at the Marion. And then it is a beautiful sunny day as well in Dublin, which is amazing. So we have al fresco dining, we take wedding parties outside, and the majority of our rooms all have a garden view. So while you're in the city centre and you're close to all the attractions, you still feel like you're in a little oasis in the city centre as well.
Wow.
What's the weather there today? It looks actually sunny.
I think it is very, very warm. I think all the girls will agree with me. It's a really warm day. So thumbs up from us. So just
we ordered sunshine.
We ordered sunshine, yes. I think.
Thank you so much. If you could just arrange that for us for the rest of the summer, maybe up until November, we'd really appreciate it. So we're going to start with some art afternoon tea. So our pastry chef, he works with about 10 pastries in the or 10 paintings in the hotel. So each week he picks 3 paintings and he replicates them into pastries.
What?
Hence the name Art Afternoon Tea.
You can eat those pictures?
Oh, we are going to start digging in now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll try post them over to you if it's possible.
Oh, please.
Yeah, and then we have some sandwiches, some tea bread, some scones. And this is a traditional afternoon tea setup, but then obviously with the art, it's a unique twist on it.
Seriously, I mean, I feel like I have to get special clothes to go there. I own a lot of flip-flops.
I'm gonna need a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ladies, we're going to do a little cheers.
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 Plancha.
I got my good.
Launch. That's amazing.
What do you say?
Plancha. Cheers, Mike. Health and wealth.
Oh, yes. Lots of both of those. Oh,
That's it. Happy Friday.
oh
What's
my.
the room of this number? What's the room number of this one you're in?
So this is room 185.
185, if everyone's
And
wondering.
so we have 10 junior suites in the hotel. These are all located in the main Georgian townhouse. And overall in the main Georgian townhouse, we have 33 rooms. And no two rooms are the same, which makes it really unique. So the room next door to us is a completely different layout, different interiors. And so it's such a nice little, you know, for your clients as well. If they want something different, you know, there's definitely a taste here for everybody in the main Georgian house.
Wow. This was amazing. I love all the hotels. The Marion, thank you so much. And this is one of the places that's in the giveaway, but I think we're going to go see some outdoor beauty in beautiful Ireland. Patrick, are you there?
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Wow. Where are you?
Fáilte go Connemara. Welcome to Connemara. So I'm coming here from the very heart of Connemara. We're actually in the location that bridges North Connemara and South Connemara. So my name is Pádraig, and I've been working with Siobhan and the wonderful team in Adams and Butler for the last number of years now in creating personalised and local experiences here in the heart of Connemara. So just to tell you a little bit about the area, it's a part of County Galway, so we're located here in the west of Ireland, and it's a region within that county of Galway. What's most famous, I suppose, about Connemara is the culture and the language. It's the actual largest of the Gaelic-speaking areas, or as the Gaeltacht as we call it. So it's my own first language. It's what I grew up with. English would be my second language. And everyone here, all the people you're going to meet later on, we would always converse in Irish as our first language. So it's very important because it goes back for generations. And you see it on the road signs, you see it when you go into restaurants, you hear it in the pubs, etc. So it is an important part of Irish culture. And generally, the language is spoken on the western seaboard. So from Donegal in the very northwest, right down to Kerry and Cork in the very south west of Ireland. But as I said, here in Connemara is the largest. So if we look behind us here now, you'll see the mountains behind me, which is the mountain range, the 12 Bens. And then to the south, we have the Aran Islands. So the Aran Islands would be probably in the top visitor attractions that people go to see. But what I tend to do with the team at Adams and Butler is we create very personal experiences. So it's about meeting the people, meeting the locals as much as possible. So for example, the Aran sweater. Everybody knows about the Aran sweater, and of course on a winter's day it's the best thing you could have in your closet. But anyway, there's not many Aran sweaters that are actually made on the Aran Islands anymore because they're mass produced in other parts of the country. But what we do is we take you to the local, to the knitters, to the people that still actually knit them by hand, and you can feel the difference, the weight, you know, the sturdiness of it, and of course you can almost smell the sheep, and there's plenty sheep everywhere around me here. So it is an important aspect of what I do here, is that I try and showcase whether it's the craftspeople, whether it's the musicians, whether it's local chefs using local produce from seaweed, right through to the lamb that comes from the wild Connemara mountain lamb. So anyway, speaking of culture, and as I said, it is an important aspect of what we do here. I'm going to introduce you now to two people here. So if you just follow me along here, the wilderness of Connemara, as you'll see. Ronan O'Conneilla is a young man from this area. He lives about a mile over the road here, and he's a sean-nós singer. So sean-nós is the traditional style of singing that came down from generation to generation. So Ronan's maternal grandfather and his paternal grandmother won the All-Ireland sean-nós singing competition. So
Wow.
as we say in Ireland, or we say in Irish, Ní Ó Nghaoithe Fuairse, he didn't get it from the wind. So it's come down from generation to generation. And he's going to give you a little bar now, 2 verses of a traditional Irish sean-nós song. And when he's finished, he might give us a couple of words of its meaning. So over to Ronan.
Okay.
Hi, Ronan.
Hi. Snacham shen trohiwire Ngal go kare kino nasi Ege gol sege koril sege tmabron Galunt maljano Ere wakanet mawade Skana fiumbriane panye am echorne ho Snile me yachtire lag Snile on wa Nile mere on har ach marne go Stafele mochorishe Ngahet namrianto Gosia keametiana Yemo halino
Chills. That was incredible.
Great. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to let Ronan get his breath back now for 2 seconds, because right behind us here is Saoirse O'Donnell. So Saoirse is an accomplished sean-nós dancer. So you all know about river dance, and you've seen it, I'm sure, all over the world. So the sean-nós style of dancing here is, you see aspects of it in river dance, but it's very much about the feet, and the feet kind of almost staying on the ground. So Saoirse, with Ronan playing a tune, because that guy is multi-talented, we're going to get a little taste of sean-nós dance. So over to you, Saoirse. Great stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. So as you can see, you can't get much more natural than that. This is pure Connemara rock that she danced on. So Ronan just going to say a few words about that song, if he has met.
Yeah.
So that was a love song, isn't it?
Yeah, that song was a love song. So it's called Salo Grua, and it was written about this man who he was in love with this woman, and she was pregnant.
Well, I mean, I'm in love with you now, so that worked. Cool. Awesome. I think we lost a little sound there, so thank you guys. That was amazing. I can't even.
We hope to come back maybe at the end with another song just to wrap up things. So we might see you later.
Sounds amazing.
All right. Yay. Well, I mean, I'm loving this nature. What else we have for some nature? This is so pretty. Awesome. All right.
Are we headed to gardens now, Siobhan?
Yeah. We sure are.
I actually am in.
All right, we'll go here. We've lost Siobhan.
But I didn't think that you need me yet. You want me now? No, I think you're doing fire sport now, is it?
Yep, absolutely. We're gonna go see some beautiful gardens.
I don't know if you can see.
So we've just left the Japanese garden, and one of my daughters just pointed out a very interesting plant. This is called Gunnera, and it's basically not edible, but it's like giant rhubarb. Absolutely huge plant. It's a slightly invasive one on the west coast of Ireland, but nevertheless quite interesting looking. She's posing for it now, and there's the other one. I talked about the sequoias just behind me here. This is the Metasequoia globostroides. So this is actually from China, and this was discovered just after the war, after China opened up its doors in 1947, and that plant was discovered in 1949 and brought back to the British Isles. So those trees will not be that big. That one there is probably one of the original. That's probably dating from about 1952. So what we're in here, this is called the Killing Hollow, the Tower Valley, or the American Garden, and it's primarily designed, this is the main part of the Arboretum. So as we go further up the road here, we'll see the Pepper Pot Tower, and the Pepper Pot Tower had a couple of reasons.
Can you go in the Pepper Pot Tower?
You can't, love, no.
Is it locked?
It's locked. Why do you think it's locked?
Because we don't have the key.
I do have the key, but why couldn't you go in there? Coronavirus.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why. So yeah, a couple of parts of the gardens are closed off due to that. But this is, yeah, so the Killing Hollow, I'll tell you a little interesting while I'm away from the children. The Killing Hollow dates back really, really far, back to the O'Tooles and the O'Byrnes. So back to sort of the 1600s, when the O'Byrnes were the Irish clan that were fighting against Queen Elizabeth's army, the Wingfield army here. And they were also fighting against the O'Byrnes, so Irish clans always like to fight against each other, that's what we like to do. And basically this area, the old chieftain Phelim O'Toole was tricked into a peace treaty here, and Queen Elizabeth's army knocked him from his horse and off with his head. And that was the end of the O'Tooles. So, bit of a grim story. There in the background is the Pepper Pot Tower. So this was created in the 1900s, early 1900s, and one of the reasons was to view the trees. So they loved to look at their trees. The Arboretum was their collection, so they wanted to view the trees. Also, he was a scoutmaster, so you could look from that tower all the way down the valley to the river, and you could see the campfires. But primarily the reason being, because there's children in the background, it was a folly for his children. So Lord Pavsgord had a pepper shaker on the table, and he took it and decided, that's what I'll build in the garden. So fun little spot, a lot of cannons around it as well. A lot of them from the Austrian cannons actually. So next stop, and we'll conclude up at the house. So that concludes. We're back up to the Italian garden. So we've gone all the way around this near 47 acres here in the gardens that's open to the public. It's a point of interest actually. That's a very interesting statue. I won't bother going down. But that's called the Fighting Men. And basically the Fighting Men was two brothers that had two kingdoms, and they kept fighting against each other. So the gods, being the gods, decided to chain them together and give them knives, and whoever killed the other could go free, knowing that brothers wouldn't kill brothers. So like I said, the Wingfields were really good collectors, especially of sort of statues and gates, and then they obviously love their trees. Those big trees in the background there are the giant redwoods. So they grow magnificently in this country. They grow at a faster rate than they do in the States. We've got a lot more moisture in our air. But like I said, they're babies compared to the ones in America, which are about 2,000 years old. Ours are a mere 160, 170. So that concludes it. I'm out of breath. I'm going to go for a cup of tea. Hope you'd enjoyed it. look forward to seeing you soon.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. All right, let's see, where else can we?
Yes, we're here. Welcome to Cork.
Hi.
How are you?
We are great. We're all the more excited for having you with us today and our wonderful friends at Adams and Butler. We're very excited to have you here with us. So come this way.
Oh, so if you look at the ivy. So
I want her dress, just PS. Looks great there. Look at this guy.
Here's our superstar. I'm only like, you know, the start of the part, but we would like to wish you a very, very warm welcome to Hayfield Manor. We are renowned in Ireland and the world over, we like to think, for our very warm welcome here. And Michael and Frank, our wonderful concierge team, are always on hand to welcome our VIP guests as they arrive. And if you're really lucky, Frank might even give you a bar of our local favourite tune, The Banks of My Own Lovely Lee.
Oh, how oft do my thoughts in their fancy take flight to the home of my childhood away, to the days when each patriot vision seemed bright. There I dreamed that those joys would decay, when my heart was as light as the wild wind that blows down the Mardyke through each elm tree, where we sported and played neath each green leafy shade on the banks of my own lovely Lee.
We even have guests cheering us on. That's what we like to hear. Thanks, ladies. So yeah, that song is played obviously at our local football and hurling matches, and there's a big roar of applause at the end of it, and it's just great fun. It sets the tone. So Frank is brilliant at doing that for our VIP guests when they're arriving here to Hayfield to get a flavour of Cork straight away. So now I'm going to take you through into our welcoming lobby. If you'd like to follow me. Thanks, Frank.
Yes, following.
Thank you, Frank.
Oh,
Welcome, welcome into the heart of our home. We have a lovely welcoming reception area here. Very impressive grand staircase, of course. Lovely to come down that in the evening in your finery for a cocktail in the bar and a lovely dinner in Orchids. Now follow me to one of my favorite rooms in the hotel, our drawing room. Here we go.
Anything named the drawing room.
This way.
Wow, look how cute this place is. Ah!
Oh, so this room is honestly one of my all-time favorites in the hotel. We like to keep it reserved as much as possible for our hotel residents so that they have somewhere nice and quiet and calm to enjoy a pre-dinner drink, a post-dinner drink, maybe a cup of tea in the afternoon, and just generally to chill out or have a little drink. And speaking of drink, we have a beautiful bar here. We're renowned in the world over, I think, for our whiskies. So Jameson, Middleton, which is just 30 minutes from us here in Cork. And of course, lately, gin is in. And we've got a whole host of locally produced gins, including, this is made at Middleton, the Method of Madness. I love the name of this, Method of Madness. Bertha's Revenge, another really good story going with that name. Kinsale Gin, Blackwater Beara, and tons more that we couldn't just fit on the shelf. But gin is really in at the moment and really popular in our Manor bar. And for cocktails or for gin and tonics pre-dinner, it's ideal. In addition, of course, to that, you've probably all heard of Guinness. Well, we'll see your Guinness and we'll match you with our own homemade Murphy's Irish Stout.
Oh, wow.
We have that here. We always have a little battle of the stouts in Cork. We're always trying to get people won over to the Murphy's instead of the Guinness. So that battle is always ongoing. We also have Beamish, which is another little local stout. But tonight we've got a fresh pint of Murphy's. Thank you, Frank. I don't mind if I do. It is Friday. And to go with this delicious, freshly poured pint of Murphy's, of course, we've got some beautifully smoked Irish salmon.
Wow!
So as well as whiskey and gin and all things tasty, Ireland and Cork is known for its locally produced produce, gourmet food, and very, very tasty treats. So our fantastic chef Mark is very fond of farm to fork and sourcing locally. So he's got all of these delicious cheeses. They're all from here in Cork, near us. Here on this beautiful smoked salmon platter, I've just been told that these little potatoes, of course we're famous for potatoes in Ireland, these were grown in our own glasshouse here. And so were these homegrown tomatoes. And the mozzarella is also, it's buffalo mozzarella. It's produced here locally, just out the road from us in Macroom. And I have taken recently to calling this little gem of a dish a corkese salad. It is fantastic. And we have to say thank you to Chef for all of his wonderful, wonderful creations.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
So much. It's incredible.
Yes.
He's a genius in the kitchen, and in fairness to Chef Mark, no request is too big or too small. I'm in there all the time going, Chef, please can we have, and please can you do, and please can you make? And he always says yes. That's the kind of executive chef you need on your team. So we're very lucky.
Is Cashel Blue from nearby?
Cashel Blue.
Cashel Blue, that's an hour up the road, so not too far.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of other cheeses are here locally. Carrigaline obviously is only 20 minutes out the road. What else have we got here, Chef? We've got
some lovely salad goat cheese. This is Cashel Blue, served with truffle honey, which is lovely.
Oh, the truffle honey, that's so tasty.
We have Dublin cheddar.
Wow.
Dublin cheddar, yes.
Dublin or cheddar, but made in Cork, I'm told. Woohoo! Very nice.
Can you just pack that up and send it to me?
We just like to claim everything as our own here in Cork, it has to be said.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much. Oh gosh, I think that we have somebody very special waiting for us in a very fancy place.
Well, hello. Hi, Mark.
Mark.
Hi, folk.
Hi.
Can you see me?
We can.
Yes, we can. Where are you?
Great. So we're here in Ireland's undiscovered lakelands, and we work with Siobhan and her team very closely to create private day tour experiences which only our guests have access to. So it's very much a behind the scenes experience where you get to meet local Irish people, and it's always delivered with a burst of Irish hospitality as you meet these people in their very own home. So it's very much, I suppose, a taste of Ireland, not just in terms of food and drink, but in terms of people, in terms of place, and in terms of culture. And it's all rolled into one day. So what makes our experiences a little bit more unique is that we travel by road, by air, and by water. And because we're on the lakelands, I thought that I'd like to roll out the red carpet for you today, and we're going to board the Azul. And the Azul is Ireland's only skippered motor yacht. Okay, so if you want to follow me down along, yeah. And I'm just going to turn my screen around so you'll have a better shot.
So this is like the fanciest boat in Ireland.
Yes.
Cool.
So it's very much, so I'll turn it around, you get a full side-on view. So I said it's the Azul. The Azul 1 was Ireland's first and only skippered motor yacht, and that was 8 years ago. And just 2 years ago, this was a special order build with an investment of $1 million, and this is the Azul 2. So we're going to hop on board, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what it is we do on board. So whether your clients are multi-gen or maybe a couple of friends or family traveling together, this is their mode of transport for the entire day. So stepping on board, so you'll arrive to a red carpet drinks reception. So these are designer Waterford crystal glasses. They're actually collectibles. They're very, very rare. Our local florist does our flowers twice a week. Karen mentioned some gin, so we do gin tastings on board as well. And our capacities on board are 12 people at any one time. However, we do a lot of incentive business, and our groups go up to 72. So what we do is we base the motor yacht at one of our private properties, and then we rotate the groups from doing different experiences. So I have set the table if anybody would like to join me.
Yes, please.
for a coffee and some French patisseries, and just take a shot out the window, you can see. So this is our slipway. So I was hoping to perform from the lake or give you an insight from the lake, but unfortunately my reception permitted me doing that. So as I said, is there
a horn on the boat?
Yes, there is. Okay, now everybody's looking at me. So, you know, Nespresso, freshly brewed espresso coffee is on board. But as I said, this is just a mode of transport. So I'm going to use this opportunity just to give you a tiny insight. Sorry that my hand is moving all over the place, into some of the places that we actually go. So it's almost like we travel Ireland through the various different centuries or the various different ages. And this is our 16th century medieval Ireland experience. It's a private castle on its very own island. And here we meet with the owners, Pat and his wife Mary, who camped on the island when they were dating. It was a ruin and they were just 19 and 20 years old. 20 years later, they have it restored to its original condition and they use it as a private summer home. So they only open just for our guests. Jumping forward then to a completely different experience. This is our Georgian Ireland experience. And this here we meet the lady of the manor, Carol. Originally from California, she married her next door neighbour, who was Kevin from County Clare. So they bought this property and moved home full-time just 8 years ago. And then something completely different, which you don't expect, I suppose, to see in Ireland. And this is our modern day experience. This is a kind of a refreshing insight to what's new and current in Ireland today. It's all Lisa we meet, who has a private collection of contemporary Irish art and sculpture. And her husband is a renowned Irish seafood fishmonger. So we have some seafood tastings or VIP seafood platter lunch served in a dining room with 300-degree lake views. So, as I said, it's very much a taste of Ireland rolled into one day. Let's flick you around again. Okay. Wow. However, I suppose the one thing I want to stress is that we only work directly with the travel trade, so it's not possible for for the end client to book our experiences direct. So we only work with a select number of operators, just like Siobhan and her team at Adams and Butler. And with that, we don't publish any rates, itineraries, and everything is very much discreet and on the low down. So I hope I've given you a brief insight of what it is we do, and hopefully we might see some of you or some of your clients on board soon. Take care.
Yes.
And where is the Azul docked?
So the Azul is docked in Killaloo. So it's a small village in County Clare, but it's East County Clare. So most, I suppose, to put it in perspective, 95% of our clients are coming from Adair Manor or Dromoland Castle or Ballyfin. So we're kind of Midwest.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Great.
Mark.
No problem. Take care.
So from the sea to the land, I think we are going to go for a ride now.
Oh, boy. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Where are you? This is amazing.
Hi guys, it's Ellen here in the Irish National Student Gardens. So we're based in County Kildare, also known as the Thoroughbred County, and I think that's quite obvious by who's behind me. So County Kildare is based only 30 minutes from Dublin, so we're just a short distance away. Also why we also have beautiful blue skies like they did earlier. So as I said, we're the Irish National Student Gardens, so we primarily breed racehorses. So we're all about breeding racehorses and making sure that we can breed some of the best in the world. So to give you an idea about, sorry, can you guys see me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So just to give you a little bit of history of the stud farm, we were founded in the 1900s by a gentleman known as Colonel William Hall Walker. He was a Scottish gentleman, made his money from brewing beer, not Walker whiskey, beer. And he came here, fell in love with the land and bought this 1,000-acre site, started breeding racehorses here. So introducing you to some of the horses that we have here, we're basically a maternity unit. So we bred 269 foals this year, and this is some of the youngest paddock. They've just been weaned from their mothers, so they're here all palled up by themselves. But to give you an idea, 269 foals makes us pretty busy throughout the year. And an interesting fact about these foals is that they all share the same birthday. So on January 1st, all these guys will all officially turn 1 year of age.
That was a busy day.
It was, well, no, they were all born between January and May time, so that's the breeding season. But because of racing rules, they all officially do turn 1 year of age. So they do all have different birthdays, but they all celebrate one birthday on one day.
I would go to the full birthday party. That's amazing.
So, pardon?
We could throw a birthday party for them all.
Yes, we could, of course. So we are a 700-acre site. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show all of it today, but I'll give you a synopsis, kind of an idea of what we offer. So we offer guided tours of the stud farm, so people get an opportunity to meet these horses, get up close and personal. We have, of course, our mares and our foals, but we also have our stallions here. So we're home to 8 stallions, and one of the most expensive stallions here on the farm is called Invincible Spirit, and he stands at a fee of €100,000, and he will cover about 100 ladies in one breeding season. So that will give you an idea of the amount of money that we can earn from this guy. We also have our Living Legends team, which are our retired famous racehorses. They're known throughout the world for everything that they did. But as I said, we are a farm first and foremost. So we're about breeding these little guys. We also have 2 beautiful gardens on the farm here. We have the Japanese Gardens, which is over 100 years old and has been described as one of the finest in Europe. But we are also home to a 7-acre wild garden known as St. Fiacre's Garden. So that's a beautiful wild garden. And I'm going to take you walk over to see it now. So as I said, we offer guided tours of the farm throughout the year, but we also offer a lot of event spaces that people can come and have events on the farm. Sorry, I have to climb over the fence.
Girl.
But to give you an idea. But we're going to just pop over now to St. Fiacre's Garden here, which is that wild Irish garden. You might spot as well some fairy doors throughout the farm, because we're also home to a lot of fairies that live here. So just to give you an idea, as I said, we do have the 2 beautiful gardens here. So we offer very much a relaxed, beautiful setting. As I said, we have a lot of event spaces. So if people want to come and have meetings here, have team building exercise, a day out, after their long meeting, they're able to come out onto the farm, explore the farm, have a guided tour, but then as well explore these 2 beautiful gardens. So as I said, this is St. Fiacre's Garden, and what you see here is a beehive cell or a monastic cell, and these are replicas of what is found off the coast of County Kerry on the Skellig Islands. So this garden is called St. Fiacre. It's a bit weird of a spelling. It's Fiachra, not how you think it would be spelled. But as I said, St. Fiacre was the patron saint of gardeners, and that's why we named this beautiful garden after him. And I'll just show you the waterfall as well, which is very relaxing. I'm sure you can hear it in the background.
Oh, I can. This is amazing. Oh, woo! Best fairy garden ever.
Really? This is.
So this is St. Fiacre's Garden. Beautiful garden, lots of wildlife to see. So we're very much a family destination, lots of things for kids to do, but as well we're a very relaxing setting just outside of Dublin, just off the motorway, which is very handy for people travelling down towards Limerick, Cork, Waterford, that they can stop in and have a nice break and enjoy the outdoors.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This was amazing. Was it weird if you hug a horse? They won't bite me? Maybe a little.
Oh no, these guys are very inquisitive. So when I spent the time in the field, they were biting me. So they're like puppies and babies. They chew on everything. They can't help themselves. So they're very much, as soon as you go up to the paddock, they're straight up to the fence line wanting to get to know you.
Oh, so amazing.
Now the moment I've been waiting for. Hi, Paul.
Hi, good afternoon.
Woo!
So welcome to the top of Blarney Castle.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're not quite getting the blue skies that they're getting in Kildare and Dublin. It's a bit misty and murky, but it's still beautiful up here.
I hoped it would be.
So Blarney Castle was built in 1446, and it's actually the 3rd castle that has been built here on the estate. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of the Blarney Stone, and I'm also going to demonstrate how you actually kiss it. But before I do, I'm going to show you a little bit more of what we have to offer. So I'm just going to make my way over here to the edge of the castle. I'm going to step up here, and I'm just going to turn the screen and just give you a view from the top. So you can see in the distance, there's a house through the trees, and that's actually where our owner lives. So we're privately owned, and his family have owned this property since 1864. And the house that you see there, that is called Blarney House, and that was built in 1874. And it's a Scottish baronial style mansion, and it has 27 rooms and 12 bedrooms. And we actually open that for guided tours in June, July and August. But unfortunately this year it didn't open due to the current situation. So we're looking forward to hopefully having that back open next year. Now, besides the castle, we are famous for our gardens. So we have 60 acres of gardens here. And one of the highlights, or one of our most famous gardens, is actually just below me. And it's just through the trees there. You can see some of the bedding there. That is our poison garden. So this houses 70 different types of poisonous plants. And anything in a cage you can't touch, eat, or smell. So we have things like American poison ivy. We have mandrake and deadly nightshade, which a lot of people know from the Harry Potter books. And the one that probably gets the most attention is our marijuana plant.
As it would.
As it would. Now, a funny story with that. When we first put that in place in 2010, the local police weren't very happy about it. So they actually came and removed it. And the headline in the newspapers the very next day was very simply, Blarney stoned. So it was a great headline and got us a lot of attention. But it is one of the most popular parts of the gardens. Now, we have some fabulous gardens here. We have a giant fernery, which is spectacular as well. Just beyond the owner's house, we have a 22-acre lake with a lot of wildlife on that part of the estate. So we have a lot of great areas there, including the jetty. We have a bird hide, so you can do bird watching from there. And we have a bee observatory not far away as well. But the main thing and what you're all interested in is the Blarney Stone. So we're going to switch to that. Now,
oh, Liz, here it comes.
The Blarney Stone was an altar stone that was brought over from the Holy Land during the Crusades. And it was given as a gift to the Lord of the castle. Now, it was brought back to Blarney. And then the question was, well, where are we going to put it? So he decided to build it into the outer battlements at the very top of the castle. So I'm just going to flip the view again. And he built it into the wall there. So the last 6 inches of the wall is the Blarney Stone.
Wow.
Now, originally, to kiss it, it was a lot more difficult, but today's a lot easier. So normally you lie down here on the ground, on your back, and then you grab the 2 bars and you slide back and kiss the stone. But in the old days, they would have held you by your ankles out over the outside, and you'd have kissed it with that view.
That sounds more fun.
Do they sanitize it after each kiss now?
Yes. So we actually worked with a company here in Cork called Enva, and they deal with environmental kind of issues in terms of clean water and things like that. So they actually had a spray that can be used on limestone, which is what the stone is, and it actually kills 99.9% of viruses and germs, and that includes human coronavirus. So we have a whole new cleaning procedure for the stone. So originally we'd probably get 3 people a minute kiss the stone, but now it's probably 1 every minute and a half. So it's a lot longer process. But as we're so much quieter, it's actually not that much of an issue. So it's very, very safe. All the staff wear PPE and all that kind of thing. So it's a very safe practice now, which is great. And it's allowed us to reopen it.
How much luck do you get when you kiss the stone? Is it a lifetime?
Well, this is the thing. It's actually not for luck. So the owner of the castle here, he had a slight speech impediment. And he was walking around Blarney Lake one night, and he heard these awful screams coming from the lake. So when he looked in, he saw a woman drowning. So he jumped in and saved her. And when he pulled her to the shore, he got a bit of a fright because it was the witch that lived on the grounds. And as a thank you for saving her life, the witch said, if you kiss the famous Blarney Stone, it will get rid of your speech impediment. Oh. So that's where the gift of eloquence or the gift of gab comes from. So by kissing it, we say that you can talk yourself out of any situation.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to try and demonstrate. Now, normally, there would be someone holding on to me, but we're closed. So I'm here by myself. So I'm going to attempt this by myself.
Don't fall.
Well, I can't fall with bars, but Whether I'll
Thank
be able
ya.
to get back up is going to be the other thing. So you lean back, you grab the bars, you keep sliding back.
Oh, wait, put it closer to your
Did you
face.
miss it?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll try it again. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh my
Yes. Woo!
It's not easy to do it on your own.
Oh, wow. That
Now
was the
that
moment we've been waiting for.
Thank you. Now that I've done it, it's your turn. So we hope to see you at Blarney Castle really soon, and that you can join in and give it a go as well and get the gift of eloquence going forward for years to come.
Oh, Paul, you're the best. Thank you so much for doing that.
No problem.
Awesome. All right, we're going to do the drawing over here with Siobhan.
Hi, how are you? So I have driven from Lismore Castle, and I've now gone to the wonderful Turin house where I had an amazing visit with Kristen Jameson of the Jameson Whiskey family, and we've just had afternoon tea, which I'm hoping that you can see there. So I am now going to introduce you to Kristen. So just hold on while I flip over my little camera. And here we are here. How are you? And thank you very much for inviting me to your home and inviting all of us as well in the whole of America and Canada and Australia and South America.
And I'd like to welcome everybody to Turin. We love having visitors, both from Ireland and from over the sea, both west and east. And we've lived here in the beautiful Blackwater Valley, where the original dwelling place here at Turin is a tar house built in 1560 or around 1560, and my family bought this castle in 1780, and we've been living here ever since. Actually, a coincidence, John Jemison came to Dublin from Scotland in 1780 and built his distillery there. At the time, Dublin was an important port, and he worked out that America was next door and the rest of the world, and in fact, his whiskey became well known in every corner of the world. My father was a director, an outside director of John Jemison, and I might interest people who come here that in the 1960s, Jemison whiskey, or Irish whiskey, began really to become very popular, and the three main distillers, Parrs, Paddy's and Jemison's, realized that they would have to upgrade their distilleries, and so they decided to amalgamate. And they met here in this house very secretly the first time, and the second time they in fact signed the agreement to build Middleton Distillery, which was a huge decision in those days because it was the second largest distillery in the world. And they became Irish distillers and have gone from strength to strength ever since.
And can we take a quick walk into the gardens?
Absolutely. And we welcome people here for a glass of whiskey and also to see our home, and for a walk in the garden, which has been here ever since the first dwelling house I said was in around 1560, and this house was built in 1840, and the gardens were laid out at that time, and we have been changing it a bit, but the original trees are still here. My mother was Norwegian, and she collected a lot of rare trees and shrubs. And my younger sister is really the plants person. We are three sisters.
Wow.
The youngest one is the plants person, and then Andrea is an artist. And she's had exhibitions in Ireland and abroad, and the works only from Turin and our lovely Blackwater Valley. And it's great because she has her studio here, and you walk in the garden and there's somebody painting away, you know, at the corner of a path or wherever.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. That was a great.
Can I ask you to do one thing? Is that would you be able to pour? Can we have a glass of Jameson whiskey poured by the 9th generation of the Jameson family in their home?
Oh wow!
To finish off. Whoops. So just make sure I'm getting it there. Can you all see that?
Yes. Oh, look at that.
Can you hear it?
I can smell it.
You will have to come here to act.
Yes, I'm in.
So I think, considering that I left my team in the office working, and then I find on the video that they're all having champagne in the Marion, I think I deserve a little. So turn this camera around. I think I deserve a little whiskey. What do you think? So cheers, sláinte.
Sláinte.
Cheers, sláinte.
And welcome.
All right, we're ready to do the drawing. Cheers to the winner. Who's it going to be?
Jill, isn't that being done back in the Marion?
Yeah, can we get Alison, Rachel, Rebecca, and Eileen?
Just while we're waiting for them to get together, I just want to say thank you very much, Kristen, for inviting us here. It's one of our most popular visits. And also thank you everyone for joining us. It was fantastic. Anything you need can be customized for you, whether it's individuals, self-drive, driver guides, you name it, we can do it. Hotels, rental properties, castles, the aristocracy, gardens, literature, culture, and music, dancing. You saw it all. So thanks for everyone. And to Otnus as well for working with us for arranging this virtual farm of Ireland for you.
Thank
you.
Siobhan.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies.
Bye. Just a goodbye. Bye.
All right, go.
All right.
We're ready for you.
Okay, who's going to be the winner?
Yeah, we're going to be the winner now.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
The winner is Sarah Bookbinder from Meetings Me.
Sarah, are you here?
Sarah is here.
Woo! Yes. Are you kidding?
Wait,
Not
you're the Sarah that said you were going. You're taking me.
I was going to go anyway.
Wow. Take us. We're going with you. Sweet.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh,
good.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. Oh my gosh. This was, thank you. Just everybody, thank you for staying on a little later and being active in the chat. I can't even, castles, kissing the Blarney Stone, horses, fairy gardens.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Adams and Butler, Siobhan, everybody everywhere. And I can't wait to just go there.
Did we have, is Podrick still on? Did we want to go? Yeah, so if you can hang on a little bit longer, we have one more little surprise. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Let's find Podrick.
Okay.
We're looking. There he is, I see him. Got you, Podrick, you're ready.
Ready, go. Baby.
Actually ready. Come off mute.
All right.
Oh no. You're muted. Podrick, stop. You're muted.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, now go.
Hello. We've changed location. We've come down off the mountain, and we're right here by the Atlantic. You'll see the bay here, and you'll see the little port here beside us to my right here. Proceedings with another little surprise from Saoirse and from Ronan. So over to you guys.
Bravo!
Of all the money that I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, too many now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all.
Wow! Yes!
With you all.
Oh, I'm leaving with goosebumps.
Oh, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We cannot wait to see you again next Friday. We will be announcing on Monday where we're going. It is amazing. We just got it all coordinated today. So stay tuned to your email and we will see you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend.